जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधार गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल्प विश्वम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल्प विश्वम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुगुर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास गुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल व्रजमंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विरक्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री नाम जय श्री हरि नाम चिंतामणि की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। I will do Mangalacharan and then begin. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्रीसिद्धान्त सरस्वती विदितो गौरीयकुर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभात गगने योगोरसङ्कीर्तनाय तिमिङ्गिलो दरगतानुद्रित्य जीवानिमानि कृष्णप्रेमसुधाब्धिकाहन सुखं प्रदत् प्रभुं तं भजे। वन्दे भक्तिविनोदं श्री गौरशक्तिस्वरूपकं भक्तिशास्त्रज्ञसम्राजं राधारससुधानिधिं नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनु यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं मुरलीकलगीतविनोदपरं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुम् स्मर गौरगदाधरकेलिकलं भव गौरगदाधर पक्षचर Shrinu Gaura Gadadhara Charukatang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvam Nayamam Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Shitaashtakamaditaranga Madhye Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Dandavat Pranams everybody. See Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Nitai Mukesh ji, and Radha Vinod Prabhu, Hari Bol. And let's see, Achyutananda Prabhu, um, Achyuta Krishna Prabhu, um, and let's see, uh, sorry, my I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there, and um, and Raseshwari Mataji. I don't know who else is there. I see there are 5 people on YouTube and Facebook. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. Yeah, Raseshwari Mataji, Haribol. um, so I'm, oh, and Sarveshwari Mataji, Haribol. Um, yeah, I was thinking of canceling our reading today because I'm a bit sick. Um, just like sore throat, but like the reason why I was thinking of canceling is because I am so spaced out right now. Like I'm kind of in the yeah, like if I wasn't reading right now, I'd probably just like be staring at the wall with nothing in my brain. But I'm just going to be reading, so I don't really need to have a brain right now. Although today is a very high topic. I mean, um, yeah. Anyhow, just bear with me. Sorry if I'm extra dull today. Um, but we finished well, we pretty much finished Harināma-cintāmaṇi. There's just one song that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur included at the end. And I read the translation one day, and it was one of the highest, most intimate product, like one of the most intimate things I ever read. And I'm not going to read that translation again because that's way beyond my adhikar. But I also don't want to read the full Harināma-cintāmaṇi and just miss out the last part. And so I'm just going to sing the Bengali, and if you like, you can read the translation. But yeah, it's really high. Um, and then I thought we could read maybe from Jaiva Dharma or maybe from our acharyas on the topic of this bhav, bhav sadhan. I think that's what you'd call it. But yeah, our the steps of practice once Guru reveals to you your the Ekadash bhav. So the 11 different um I don't know what you'd say, like characteristics of siddha your siddha swarup. Um yeah. So anyhow, first let's just sing the song. The song is in a raga called Suhai or something like that. And I looked it up on YouTube just now, and it kind of sounded like there's this Mahamantra melody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It kind of the raga. I mean I could only find one thing on YouTube that said raga suhai. Usually it was spelled rag suha or rag suhi, but then there's just one thing that I saw that said rag suhai, and so I think that was what the raga is like, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on this kind of thing. But yeah, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that above the song. You can see. I'll share my screen. Oh no, Haribol Gokuleshwari Didi. Oh, and Padrumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, and Hari Mohini Didi. Haribol. All right, where is it? Yeah, so we will sing that song. And as I mentioned, I'm not going to read the translation. And then we can look at different places, maybe the last chapter of Jayabadharma and other places, which explain these different stages of Shravandasha, Varandasha. Oh, that's interesting. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami says Shravandasha, Varandasha, Sadhandasha, and Prapannadasha. So I guess there's those stages on the level of sadhan and those like sadhan bhakti, and then there's stages on the level of bhav bhakti. Well, at least the first two. Interesting. Okay. Anyhow, what are we doing here? All right. So yeah, Suhairaga. I didn't practice singing this yet, so let's see let's see if we can do it with that Mahamantra melody. Mm. Oh yeah, I think I already talked about that before. Okay. So, He Hare Madhurya Gune, Hari Lave Netramane, Mohana Murati Darashai, He Krishna Yananda, Mahaya Kasha Katam, Tuavine Dekite Na Pai. I can think that kind of works, right? Anyhow, that's how I'm going to try it. Yeah, that's one thing. I've talked about this before, but something I want to do. But in the last section of Kalyana Kalpataru, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote the raga above each song. Like Gopinath Mama Nivedana Shuno is supposed to be Shri Raga. And there was another Suhai Raga in that. And anyway, so I want to actually learn how to sing all of those. Let me put my Mridanga here. And as I mentioned, I have a sore throat right now, so I'm not gonna sing really softly. Okay. He Hare Madhurya Gune Hari Labene. Actually, wait, should we? Sorry, before we start, maybe let's just read the last section when Haridas Thakur, after he explains this. Okay, yes, Gokuleshwari Didi. I'm just looking at it. Yes.
Sorry, Prabhuji, there is a background noise that is coming, and it's just me.
Oh yeah, they're doing construction stuff.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just the audio settings.
Yeah, no, I think yeah, they're doing construction behind. Hopefully you won't be able to hear it when I'm playing mridanga and singing. I just turned on noise for musicians so that you can hear the mridanga. Otherwise, it would try to block out the mridanga sound. But wait, I'll shut it off for a minute and then I'll turn it back on. So, okay, so it goes through all the stages of Shravan Dasha, Varan Dasha, Samadhi Dasha, and then Apana Dasha. During Apana Dasha, one who is fortunate attains Surup Siddhi. At the time when the subtle body is eradicated, one attains Vastu Siddhi. That's when it attains Prem, which is the wealth of Sampatti Dasha. That's the fifth stage of full possession. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, by engaging in bhajan in this way, one will certainly see Krishna directly, and suddenly, by his will, when the physical body departs, the subtle body will also be eliminated. When the body of five gross elements collapses, the subtle body, which is comprised of mind, intelligence, and false ego, also falls along with it. Then one's pure spiritual form clearly emerges uncovered, and one can engage in service to the divine couple in the transcendental Dham. Those who have achieved sadhan siddhi, perfection, through the process of sadhan, are equal to those who are nitya siddha, who are eternally perfect. So sadhan siddhas and nitya siddhas are equal, since they both serve Krishna day and night. Because at this stage, the sadhan siddhas, those who reached perfection through sadhan, and the nitya siddhas, who never had to go through any sadhan to reach perfection. They were always perfected. They never came to this material world. Both of them attain salokya. They both are in the same spiritual abode, serving Krishna. One's service to Radha Krishna is never again disturbed, and absorbed in the highest Ujjvala Ras, one is in a constant state of divine madness. The name is one's greatest treasure. Thus, one should take refuge in the holy name. Upon achieving perfection through the name, the jiva becomes situated on the plane of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva. Therefore, a person who is inclined towards bhakti and the association of sadhus will take up chanting the holy name in seclusion, without excluding anything in the process. Within a short time, by gradually following the process, he will attain all perfection. If he rejects bad association and keeps company with sadhus, results will appear. Association of sadhus, conducive seclusion, and one's mood of determination. By these three, one achieves natural glory based on the strength of these three. And then Haridas Thakur, he says to Mahaprabhu, he says, I am fallen, petty-minded, and engrossed in mundane things. I neglect the association of sadhus, and thus I have robbed my very self. If you ever expand your causeless mercy, then my prayer is that I may be allowed to enter into bhakti ras. Saying this, Haridas became unconscious with prema and offered his body at the feet of Sri Gauranga. With a voice choked with prema, the Lord picked him up, embraced him, and spoke these words from his heart. The Lord said, listen, Haridas, when this Leela of mine becomes hidden, evil people will create darkness in the world. At that time, these supreme instructions of yours will be properly understood by those sadhus that still remain. Sorry, I didn't share my screen. That person who is niskinchan, who possesses nothing, who takes refuge in this process and the name, will sit in a secluded place and engage in bhajan of Krishna. And Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, a niskinchan rasik bhakta, a devotee who has no possessions and relishes the name, will relish the name Hare Krishna in the following manner. Thus, in the 183rd section of Padakalpataru, there is the song entitled Ardha Bahya Dasha Pralapam, words spoken in a state of half consciousness. So I guess this is that song. Okay, So I'm going to try to sing it in that melody. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to read the translation because I've read it once before and it's way too high for me to go through again. But if anybody wants to read the translation, you can. Hey, Harīma. Oh, wait, I'll turn on the. They can hear the mridanga. I'm going to turn on the background noise also. He Hare Madhurya Gune Hari Labhe Netra Mane Mohanam Mohana Murati Darashan He Krishna Ananda Dham Mahaya Karsha Katha Tu abine dekite na paai. He Hare Dharma Hari Guru Bhai Adi Kori Kule Dharma Kole Dura. He Krishna Vamshira Sware Akarshiyayani Bole Deha Geha Smriti Kole Dura. He Krishna Karshita Ami Kanchuli Karsha Tumi Tade ki chamaka mohe lage. He Krishna vividha chale uraja karsha bole stira na hoyate anurage. He Hare Amare Hari Loya Pushpa Talpopari Vilase Lalase Kakuti. He Hare Gopana Vastra Hariya Shekhana Matra Vyakta Koro Mane Akuti. Vyakta Koro Manera Akuti. He Hare Vasana Hara Tahate Jemana Koro Antare Haramatoba Andra. He Radha Ramanayanga Nana Vaidakti. Oh Nana Vaidakti Raga Prakashi Puraho Nija Sadha. He Hare Harite He Hare Harite Boli Nahi He no Kutuhali Sabar Se Vakya Narakhila. He Radha He Rama Rama Narata Tahe Prakatiya Koto Kirasa Aveshe Bhashaila. He Rama Ramana Shrestha Mana Ramaniya Shrestha Tua Sukhe Apani Na Jani. He Rama Ramana Bhage Pabite Marame Jage Shirasa Murati Tanu Khani He Hare Harana Tora Tahara Nahi Koyo Chetana Hariya Koro Bhora He Hare Amar Laksha Hara Singha Prai Daksha Toma Vina Ke Nahi Mora Tumi Se Amara Gyan Tumi Se Amara Gyan Toma Vina Nahi Ana Khane Ke Kalapa Shata Ja She tumi anatagiya Rohayo dasi na hoya Koho dekhi ki kori Ohe navagana Sham kevala Rase radam Koiche raho kori mana jure Chaitanya belai jai Heno yano raga pai Tabe bandhu milaya adure Tabe bandhu milaya dure Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Okay, so that was my guess what Suhai Rag is, just from one YouTube video I saw. And I never practiced singing it to this. That was just this is all an experiment, so I didn't really know how to fit it. But anyways, hopefully that was close enough. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but this song here is actually an extremely rasic meaning of the Mahamantra. Each verse is explaining. So the first Hare, and then Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. See, Hey Krishna, Hey Hare, Hey Hare, Hey Hare, Hey Rama, Hey Hare, Hey Rama. Anyways, it's going through all the different, see right there, Hare, Hey Rama, Hey Hare, Hey Hare. And so, I'll just read the translation for these two last things, because I think this is not. I'll read this verse also. I'll read the two last Haris. Oh Hari, there is no limit to your thieving. You steal and madden my heart. Oh Hari, you have all the expertise of a lion seizing its prey, and my heart is its object. And my heart is the object. There is nothing to me other than you. You are all I know. I have nothing without you. Every moment drags on like 100 kalpas, but still you leave me and remain apathetic towards me. Please tell me, what must I do to remedy this? O Navaghanasham, O you who resembles a new rain cloud. O pure abode of rest, my heart is so overwhelmed, how can I remain here? Having attained such attachment to you, I lose consciousness. O dear friend, you are so far away. Please meet me again. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, this mood is at the stage of separation, where Radhika, along with her 8 Sakhis, chant these names that are connected to Sambhog, Hare Krishna, thinking that she is meeting with Krishna. Also, the word Hare is a name of Srimati, which is the word Hara in the vocative case. So Hare can mean Hari in the vocative case, or it can mean Hara, which is a name for Srimati Radhika in the vocative case. In their own way, those who are bhavuks, who are relishers, who understand the transcendental emotions, these transcendental emotions, they take pleasure in the bhav of the entire Ras Lila found within the names Hare Krishna. Wow. So then, Nija Nija Bhagya Bole Jiva Pai Bhakti Bhakti Lavi Bare Shakaler Nahi Shakti. A jiva obtains bhakti on the strength of his own good fortune. But not everyone has the power to achieve bhakti. Sukriti Janer Bhakti Drida Kori Bare Ai Lama Juga Dharma Namir Prachare. To make bhakti steady for those persons who have sukriti, Mahaprabhu is saying, I have appeared in order to propagate the holy name, which is the Yuga Dharma. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, all jivas attain bhakti due to the... Oh, wait, let me turn off the background noise. Okay, so then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, all jivas attain bhakti due to the power of their own sukriti. If this is so, then what is the point of propagating this dharma? The Lord said, all jivas attain shraddha in the name by the power of their sukriti. Yet in order to make their bhakti strong, I have propagated the holy name as the Yuga Dharma. In truth, it is the only Nitya Dharma for the jivas. And this section is Haridas Ṭhākura Nam Pracharir Sahai. Haridas Ṭhākura is the assistant in propagating the holy name. Tumi to sahai mor e karja sadhane tava mukhe nama tattva shuni e karane. You are my assistant in executing this activity, O Haridas. Thus I have listened to and caused Nam Tattva to issue from your mouth. Harinama Once again. Harināma-cintāmaṇi Akilayamrita khani Krishna kripa bole je pailo Akritarta se mahashay Sada purna nandamoy Raga bhave Shri Krishna bhajilo. Harināma-cintāmaṇi is an all-encompassing mine of nectar. One obtains it by the power of Krishna's mercy. Such a person is most successful and a great soul. He constantly experiences complete bliss, for it leads to the worship of Sri Krishna in Raga Bhav, a mood of divine spontaneous attachment that the Brajvasis have for Krishna. Tahara charana dhori O sada kakuti kori O kande e akinchana chal E amrita rasalesh Piyaiya avashesh Porosal Ananda Vistar Korosal Ananda Vistar. Grasping such a person's feet and weeping, this insignificant fellow who possesses nothing constantly begs, after having drank a little, whatever remains, please take the essence of that nectarian ras and distribute that bliss. Iti Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇo Bhajana-praṇālī Pradarshanam Nama Panchadasha Paricheda. Thus ends the 15th chapter of Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇi, entitled An Explanation of the Method of Bhajan. Jai Śrīla Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Jai Shri Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura ki Jai. Jai Saccidānanda Gaur Hari ki Jai. Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Prabhu ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇi ki Jai. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All right, so that completes our reading of Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇi. Jai. So we still have 15 minutes left. So I think I will read. I don't know, actually. Should we read a little bit of the last chapter of Jivadharma, which I was thinking of doing? I haven't read it yet myself, actually. Let's just do that. Actually, give me 1 second. I really need to have some water. My throat's starting to hurt a bit. And anyways, I'll be right back. Oh, sure. All right. So, here I'm just going to open up Jivadharma. So yeah, it seems like Jivadharma and Harināma-cintāmaṇi end in a very similar way. So I thought we could read from this. This is chapter 40 of Jivadharma. I'm not going to read the full chapter. I don't know how long it is. I haven't read this yet myself, as I'm saying. But yeah, so there are 5 stages in Bhav Sadhana. I think that's so the Shravan Dasha, Varan Dasha, Samadhi Dasha, Apan Dasha, and then the last one is Sampatti Dasha, or also known as Prem Sampatti Dasha, when one attains the supreme wealth, which is Prem. And at that point, the devotee sheds his material body and subtle body, everything completely sheds that, and attains Vastu Siddhi, which is when he takes birth in Vraj and is directly serving Krishna on the same, directly serving Krishna, not just meditating on his, so one Swarup Siddhi is when you are like when you realize your internal form and like your Siddha Sharir, your Siddha Swarup, and like that. But then once you're actually completely, there's no more material body, subtle, like physical or subtle body, and you've actually taken birth in Bhoma Vrindavan, then that's Vastu Siddhi. So, and that is when one attains Prem, which is the Sampatti Dasha. So Vijay pondered deeply. Again, so more gulp of water. My throat's starting to really hurt. But yeah, anyways. So Vijay pondered deeply. Hearing about Braja Leela, a greed has now awakened in my heart for that Leela. And thus I will gradually attain a stage of complete success, Sampatti Dasha, when I attain Prem. He therefore concluded that he must know about the nature of this gradual development up to Prem. Thinking thus, he approached Sri Guru Goswami, Gopal Guru Goswami in Puri, and he humbly inquired, O Prabhu, I need to know the various stages that a bhakta undergoes, beginning from the stage of hearing to the stage of Sampatti Dasha, complete success. So then Gopal Guru Goswami says, altogether, there are 5 stages. There's Shravan Dasha, the stage of hearing. Then 2 is Varan Dasha, the stage of acceptance. Then 3, Smaran Dasha, the stage of remembrance. And then 4, Apan Dasha, or also known as Bhavapan Dasha, the stage of spiritual ecstasy. And 5, Prem Sampatti Dasha, the stage of attaining the highest success of Prem. Vijay, kindly explain Shravan Dasha. Goswami, when the jiva develops a ruchi for hearing Krishna Lila Katha, it should be understood that his state of aversion has been removed. At that time, an intense hankering to hear Krishna Katha awakens in him, and he has to hear transcendental Krishna Katha from the lips of a bhakta who is much more advanced than he is. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 4:29-40, Tasmin Mahan Mukarita Madhubich Charitra Piyusha Shesha Sarita Parita Saravanti Taye Pibantya Vitrisho Nripagada Karnais Tanas Prashantyashana Trid Bhayam Shokamoha. In assemblies of saintly people, unlimited rivers of pure nectar emanate from the mouths of great souls in the form of descriptions of the transcendental character, pastimes, and qualities of Sri Krishna. Those who are never satiated when they drink these nectarian glories through their ears with rapt attention can never be subjected to hunger, thirst, fear, grief, delusion, and other anarthas. Then Vijay Kumar asked, who are those who are averse, who are bahirmukh, also occasionally hear Krishna Katha? What kind of Shravan is that? And Gopal Guru Goswami says, there is a vast difference between the Shravan of Krishna Katha in the state of aversion the Bahirmukha dasha, and Shravan in the state of being favorably disposed, Antarmukha dasha. The Shravan of those who are Bahirmukh takes place by chance, and not because of their Shraddha. Such Shravan gives rise to spiritual fortune that leads towards bhakti. That gives bhakti and mukhi sukriti. And when this has accumulated over many lifetimes, it gives rise to transcendental Shraddha. At the stage that this transcendental Shraddha is awakened in the heart, the Shravan of Krishna Katha from the lips of saintly personalities is called Shravan Dasha. There are two types of Shravan Dasha. The first is unmethodical or irregular hearing, Kramahin Shravan Dasha. And the second is hearing methodically in a regular order, Kram Shuddha Shravan Dasha. Then Vijay asks, what's the first one? The Kramhin Shravan Dasha, irregular hearing, not in a regular order. Goswami, Kramahina Shravan Dasha is hearing about Krishna Lila in an irregular and unmethodical manner. Hearing Krishna Lila with irresolute intelligence results in this sort of unmethodical Shravan, because such hearing does not enable one to realize the relationship between the various Leelas, and thus Ras does not awaken in his heart. Then Vijay asks, please explain about Kram Shuddha Shravan Dasha, systematic hearing. Then Goswami says, Ras only awakens in one's heart when Krishna Lila is heard methodically or in a regular order with resolute intelligence. When one hears the Ashtakaliya Nitya Lila, the eternal eightfold pastimes, separately from the Naimatik Lilas, the occasional Lilas, such as Krishna's divine birth and so on, then his Shravan is Krama Shuddha. Only this Krama Shuddha Shravan is desirable on the path of bhajan. If one hears Krishna Lila in the Kram Shuddha manner, the sweetness and charm of the Lila is gradually conceived, and the inclination to perform Raganuga Bhajan appears in the heart of the listener. At that time, he thinks within himself, "Oh, Subal has such a wonderful Sakya Bhav for Krishna. I will also render loving seva to Krishna like him in Sakya Ras." This type of strong affinity is called lobh, greed. The performance of Krishna bhajan with such lobh, following the sweet bhavs of the Vrajavasis, is called Raganuga Bhakti. I have given the example of Sakyaras, but this type of Raganuga Bhakti is also performed in all the four rasas, beginning with Dasya. By the grace of my Praneshwar Shri Nimananda, you have a natural disposition for Shringar Ras. Because you have heard about the Vrajagopis' exceptional bhavs and seva attitude towards Krishna, the greed to render premamai seva to Krishna, like them, has appeared in your heart, and that very greed has bestowed upon you the path to obtain such a prakrit seva. In reality, the only Shravan Dasha of this process is the confidential conversation between Guru and disciple. What I remember reading in Harināma-cintāmaṇi is that Shravan Dasha is when Bhav Tattva is described by the Guru to the disciple, and then it was explained that Bhav Tattva refers to the Ekadash Bhav and also to Krishna Lila. So I'm guessing, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura right here is mentioning, or Gopal Guru Goswami is mentioning Krishna Lila right now, or the Ashtakaliya Lila, the pastimes that happen throughout the 8 times of the day. Let's see if he'll explain the other type of Bhav Tattva. So then, Vijay, when is one's Shravan Dasha considered complete? And Goswami, one's Shravan Dasha is completed when one realizes the eternality of Krishna Lila. Since Krishna Lila is supremely pure and transcendental, it completely captivates the mind and heart. One is then afflicted with acute impatience to enter into it and participate in it. Sri Gurudev describes to the Shishya the Ekadash Bhavs that I mentioned previously. Shravan Dasha should only be considered completed or perfected when the disciple's disposition of mind is imbued with the loveliness of the Leela. At that time, the disciple is afflicted with intense eagerness and then attains Varandasha, the stage of acceptance. Then Vijay, Prabhu, please tell me about Varandasha. Goswami, when the spontaneous attachment of the heart is bound in the Leela by the shackles of the Ekadash Bhavs that I mentioned previously, then the disciple becomes overwhelmed and falls at Gurudev's lotus feet, weeping constantly. At that time, Gurudev becomes manifest in the form of a Sakhi, and the disciple as her attendant. The essential characteristic of the Vrajagopis is that they are extremely eager to render loving service to Sri Krishna. Gurudev is a Vraj Lalana who has created the perfectional stage of this seva. At that time, the disciple humbly prays to Sri Gurudev with the following heartfelt sentiments. Tam natva yachate dritva trinam dantar ayam jana sadasyamrita sekena jivayamum sudukhitam. This is the namunchich charanayatam apidushtam dayamaya ato. Oops, something blocking the screen for me. Ato radhalike ha munchainam naiva tadrisham. Those are verses 11 and 12 of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Premam Bhoja Marandakya Stavaraj. Oh Radhalike. Never heard that before. Radhalike. I am very degraded, holding a blade of grass between my teeth and falling at your lotus feet with all possible humility. I pray that you will kindly shower your grace upon this destitute soul and enliven me by bestowing the nectar of service under your direction and guidance. Those who are celebrated as kind and merciful do not reject even wicked people who accept their shelter and surrender unto them. This is their very nature. Therefore, please be kind to this wicked person who has surrendered unto you. Please do not deprive me of your causeless grace. I am longing so intensely for the loving service of the divine couple of Vraj under the shelter of your lotus feet. This is the typical bhav of Varandasha. In this stage, the Guru Rupsaki gives the sadhak the order, the agya, to engage in Ashtakaliya Lila Smaranam by taking complete shelter of Krishna Nam while residing in Vraj, and assures him that his heartfelt cherished longing will be fulfilled very soon. And then Vijay, he says, please tell me about Smarandasha. Then Gopal Guru Goswami says, Srila Rupa Goswami has said, Krishnam smaranjanam chasya prishtam nija samihitam tat katha ratash chaso kuryad vasam vraje sada seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tad bhava lipsuna karya vrajalokanusarata Shravanot kirtanadini vaida bhaktyutitani tu Yanyangani chatanyatra vigyayani manishibhi. It's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-2 verses 294 to 296. The sadhak should constantly remember Sri Krishna along with his beloved eternal associates. He should absorb himself in chanting and hearing their glorious pastimes, and he should always reside in Vraj. Those who have developed greed for Ragatmika Bhakti will render service following the residence of Raj internally by Siddharup in their internal perfected spiritual form, and externally in their Sadhak-rup, in their physical body that they are in, whatever that is in this material world. Those who are well versed in transcendental knowledge, those who are tattvavit, know full well that all the various limbs of bhakti, such as Shravan and loud kirtan, should also be practiced in Raganuga Bhakti. Even before, and I know it's 8 o'clock, I'm going to end very soon, I'm going to read a little bit more. Even before Vijay Kumar had heard the in-depth explanation of these 3 shlokas, he asked, what is the meaning of Kuryad Vasam Vraje Sada? And Gopal Guru Goswami says, according to Srila Jiva Goswami, it means that the sadhak should reside physically in Vraj Mandal. In other words, in the pastime places of Shishi Radha and Krishna, the Lila Mandal. If he cannot stay in Vraj physically, then he should do so mentally, because the result of residing in Vraj mentally is the same as residing there physically. The sadhak should follow in the footsteps of the particular Saki whose loving bhavs, premik rag, has attracted him. He should reside in Vraj with the abhiman of being a kunja sevika, a maid attendant in the kunja of that particular Saki. He should constantly remember Sri Krishna and the bhav of that Saki. With this gross body, the sadhak should perform the angas of Vaidhi Bhakti such as Shravan and Kirtan. With his subtle body, he should constantly remember the Ashtakaliya Leela and render his assigned seva as a Siddha Vrajagopi according to the 11 bhavs that he has attained, the Ekadasha bhav. Outwardly, the sadhak must maintain his life following the prescribed rules and regulations, and internally, he should cultivate the bhavs that nourish his spiritual form, his Siddha Deha. One who follows this process correctly will naturally develop detachment from anything other than Vraj. Then Vijay says, please illustrate the seva more clearly. Goswami, the real meaning of Vrajavas is to stay in a solitary place with a prakrita bhav. The sadhak should render seva according to the Ashtakaliya Lila while regularly chanting a fixed number of Harinam. He should regulate all the activities for bodily maintenance so that they do not become unfavorable to his bhajan. In other words, life should be molded in such a way that the activities of bodily maintenance become favorable to one's bhajan. Vijay Kumar contemplated this deeply and said, Prabhu, I have understood this fully, but how can the mind be composed? And Goswami, the mind automatically becomes composed as soon as one attains Raganuga Bhakti. This is because the hankering of the mind for worldly enjoyment automatically ceases when it is enlivened with the inherent loving attachment of the self, and it runs towards Vraj. In other words, the mind chases after mundane enjoyment only because of its affinity for it. But when this affinity is directed towards Vraj, the mind becomes completely composed because of the absence of such attachment for worldliness. Still, if any apprehension of obstacles remains, it is beneficial to adopt the gradual course that I mentioned previously. Then, when the mind becomes fully composed, the distractions of worldliness cannot cause any harm. Then Vijay asks, what is the meaning of kram, this gradual cultivation? Goswami, one should maintain a fixed count of Harinam, and one should devoutly chant Shri Harinam for a fixed period every day in solitude, absorbed in his particular bhav, and keep his mind free from mundane thought. Slowly and gradually, one should increase the time for this sadhan, and eventually the stage will come when the mind will always be saturated with alokik chinmoy bhavs, so that no mundane thoughts can prevail over it. Vijay, for how long must one follow this practice? Goswami, one should continue to follow this practice until he has reached the state of mind that is beyond any disturbance. Vijay, how can one perform Nam Smaran with Bhav? Please elaborate on this point. Goswami, first you should chant Nam in ulas, a mood of rejoicing. Then combine that joy with possessiveness, with mamata. After that, you should compound that possessiveness, that mamata, with vishramba, with intimacy. When you do this, Shuddha Bhav will gradually arise. Then Bhavapana Dasha will appear. Initially, during the time of Smaran, the sadhak simply imposes Bhav on his practice. However, in the stage of bhavapada, then Shuddha Bhav manifests in the heart, and this is called prem. This is indeed the sequence for gradual development of Nishta within the heart of the Upasak, of the transcendental servant. And this practice also includes the development of Nishta and the conception of the object of Upasya, the object of one's seva. Wow, I want to continue reading this, but I think I should end here because it's already 8:07. But thank you so much for joining this reading, and I'll check out to see. Oh, it says there's 58 pages left in this chapter. Wow, so it's long. Anyhow, we'll end here, but maybe tomorrow we can continue reading this. I don't know. Kind of just like skipping to the very end of Jivadharma. That's kind of like I'm not sure if that's proper, but I just wanted to read about those different stages, the in more detail. So, all right, I'll just do a short Mahamantra and we'll end for today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Jai Shri Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Jai Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇi Ki Jai, Jai Shri Namacharya Shri Haridas Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatari Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta, Kripa Sandubhya Vacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Radha Vinod Prabhu, Ashray Tattva Prabhu, Sarveshwari Mataji, Chattamai Mataji, Gokuleshwari Didi, Yashoda Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nitai Mukesh Ji, and I'm looking on YouTube and Facebook. I know Rukmini Didi was there before. I'm not sure if she's still there, but Raseshwari Mataji, Hari Mohini Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi, Indira Mataji, and I see a few other devotees there. I don't see your name because I only see the names of those who wrote comments, but Dandavat Pranams to all of you. Thank you so much for joining, and I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. We'll figure it out though. Yeah, maybe we should just continue reading this chapter. It's very beautiful. I'm just not sure if that's like proper, but kind of want to continue reading it. So let's just, yeah. Chattamai Mataji has her thumbs raised. Okay, let's do that. All right, and then our next program, I don't know. Okay, Gokuleshwari Didi is also saying let's continue this chapter. Okay, yeah, let's do it. But then then the day after tomorrow, maybe we'll start Bhakti Tattva Vivek, or maybe another book. You can send me your suggestions also on WhatsApp. Yeah. All right. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end this stream today?
Yeah.
Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji, yes.
No, I say this chapter, the Jaiva chapter 14, he give a lot of answers to the chanting of Nishta and everything. And I said, that's why Gurudev say to read 100 times. Remember Gurudev say this?
Yes, I
He
do
say
remember.
to read it 100 times. This
Actually, I remember when I was in Gurukul, Gopanandini Mataji, Radha Priya is here right next to me, and her mother, Gopanandini Mataji, she would write a little tick in Jaiva Dharma. Every time she would finish reading Jaiva Dharma one time, she'd write a little tick in the book, and then she'd write 4 ticks, and then she'd cross it with the 5th tick. And I remember back then, I think it was like 10 times she read it, and that was a very long time ago. That was when I was young. But she was doing that because Gurudev said that he wants everybody to read it 100 times. So she was trying to make her way up. Yeah. So yeah. No, that we definitely have to do a Jaiva Dharma reading at some point. Maybe after we finish singing all the songs of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, we can read Jaiva Dharma all the way through. We read the whole middle section, the whole second part, but yeah, we need to read the whole Jaiva Dharma through. We should probably do it multiple times also. Yeah. All right.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat
Madhukar
pranam.
Prabhu, sorry, it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm still
Oh my God.
sleeping.
Whoa.
I want to tell you the good news that our
Mhm.
God sister Shabarani Didi from Slovenia translated Bhakti Tattva Vivek
Oh, nice. Great.
to Slovenian language, which is very familiar to Croatian and Serbian.
Wow, that's great news. Wonderful. It's wonderful these books are getting translated to different languages. Maybe we should just read that one. And then you can, yeah, okay. That would be great. Cool. That's really nice. Very important book also, and it's not so big. So it's very important for understanding everything about yeah, so let's I think that we'll do that. We'll do that next. And
I would like to send it to you if you have a library or something, or who has a
actually in
like
Vrindavan, we like to collect all the books in all the different languages, and we have a library with all of Gurudev's books in every language. We have it in the GVP office. So if you could send it to Vrindavan anyway, and it could get to Manjulali Didi, that would be really great. Or by Janti Mala Mataji or anybody like that. Yeah, that would be wonderful to include.
We will.
I actually started doing that when I was living in Puri. Anytime a devotee would translate a book in any language, I would add it to Gurudev's bookshelf in Gurudev's room in Puri. I'm not sure, I haven't been in Puri in a long time, but you could also send there, and there's a bookshelf at the bottom with all the different languages.
Okay.
All right, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.